Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirrels, we might have just found one of the coolest micro spillways I think I have ever seen. If you guys are new to the channel, we used to fish little micro spillways like this all the time, but for some reason, people in Nebraska thought it was a good idea to fill them in with a bunch of rocks. But it doesn't look like they figured it out at this one, and it doesn't look like they're planning to put in rocks, because usually they stack them up right next to the dam, and I didn't see any, but we got these cool little walkways. There's another one down there, a little creek down there, and it looks like it could be pretty deep. So yeah, wasn't exactly the plan today. I'll explain more, but we'll give it a shot. Stuff and things, pow. Alrighty, boys and girls, I woke up at 6:30. I've been waking up every weekday at 6:30 to go fishing before it gets hot. Just a little fun fact for you. That's just kind of been my strategy, try to get done by noon. Well, it is almost noon, and we haven't even made a cast yet. So we've been driving around. We went to a river. We were gonna fish a river for flatheads, but I guess they got more rain than I thought they did down here. And yeah, it was raging, and there was somebody already at one of the spots, which is fine. So we skipped that, went to another spot, still raging, didn't even try, came, just looked at Google Maps and found this. So we're gonna give it a shot. I'm not sure how well it's gonna go. It does look deep. It doesn't look like it gets fished a lot, but it does get fished some. It's a couple lures. There's a popper, some sort of spinner up in the tree over there. So yeah, I don't know, we're gonna give it a shot. I don't know what to expect, never fished here before. Like I said, just found it. And yeah, I'm excited. I haven't fished one of these little places for a while, and a lot of the ones that I used to fish are ruined, as I said. So it's kind of nostalgic, except new. Let's do it, stuff and things, pow. Oakley dokley. Walking on this little structure thing at first was kind of sketchy. I thought it was gonna fall in, but it's actually fairly stable. It's a little crooked. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, but it is a little crooked. And yeah, we're gonna have to keep our night crawlers in our backpack, or keep the night crawlers in the backpack. I always say our and we, just naturally, like including you guys when I'm talking about stuff. And I think it confuses some people, but I don't know. That's just how I naturally say it. We are gonna try this today, even though I'm by myself. And our night crawlers need to go in our backpack, even though I'm by myself. I don't know. Didn't do it on purpose, it just kind of happened that way. I have seen one turtle and one fairly decent sized fish splash. Not like huge or nothing. But yeah, we got a catfish pole. How are you guys doing? Are you guys clean? Clean enough. We basically just brought one of everything. I got a bass pole with a jig. I got a little jig head with to put a night crawler on. Got a Carolina rig on the bottom with the night crawler, and then I got a bobber here that we can always take off. But if we catch a small live bait, maybe we'll let it float around on the bobber and see if we can't get a bass or a kitty. And yeah, we're just kind of winging it, you know? Some days you know what your plan is. I knew what my plan was at the start of the day, but sometimes shit changes, you know? You just got to adapt. You got to evolve. Sometimes you have to fish tiny little puddles instead of big rivers because they're gushing. I don't know if I have a bobber, but I think we can live without a bobber. Let's kind of let the current beat this little dude up and see if we can't get some live bait. Or, you know, sometimes I fish or catch the biggest fish in the spots with the jig head crawler. Well, bottom pole just got pitter-pattered. I don't know how well it's getting pitter-pattered, but it was getting pitter-pattered. Still getting pitter-pattered? Yeah, I think this is a better fish. It's not seeming like a bluegill. I was wrong, it's a tiny bluegill. Oh no! Unravel, bud. Unravel. Unravel. What is going on here? Tangled around my rod tip, tangled around this stuff, and that's the perfect little live bait bluegill. And that really seemed like a better fish, but it just was not. But we got bait, so. And these are the perfect bait for even a bass fish. This is the ideal bluegill for a bobber. I'm gonna make it a little deeper. We're gonna kind of just chuck her out and let the current and the bluegill decide where it needs to go to catch a bigger fish. Hypothetically, of course. I don't really know how deep it is, but it seems fairly deep, so we'll try that for now. If we got to adjust a little bit, then we will adjust a little bit. And hopefully that bobber goes dunk and stuff. Channel cat. Good, different species, tiny though, but good sign. Maybe there's a bigger one. We might have to try cut bait on the bottom, but cats will eat bluegills on bobbers too, so it's gonna take a while before we give up on that. There's just a better, that's better. There's a better chance of getting a bass on a live bluegill under a bobber. So, yeah. We'll leave it like that for now. A little bit better, kitty. Meow meow. Hello, meow meow. I wanted to catch flat-headed meow meows today, but I'll take your ass. I've been driving around and searching for about 4 hours, and these are the first fish that I'm catching, so they're just all the sweeter, you know? Found out where the kitties are hiding. Question is that where the bigger kitties are hiding too? Actually, the real question is there bigger kitties in here? That is the real question. That thing hammered it. I don't know what we got here, but it's decent. Really slammed it. Not giant by any means, but it is better. What are you? Decent kitty. Might have to get some cut bait going for these boogers. Kind of thought it was a bass for some reason at first. Cool. Cool, cool. If we were the eating type and this wasn't a cesspool ass puddle, he actually looks kind of clean and tasty, eh? I'm gonna have to do a catch and cook eventually here. It's been a while. I know you guys probably miss watching me shove things in my mouth, or maybe you don't, but still been eating fish every now and again. I just haven't been recording it because it's extra work. I haven't mentioned it yet in this video yet, but it's crunch time on my second child coming to the earth. So I've kind of been like rushing around with my head cut off, trying to get things accomplished and spend time at home. So spending extra time to do a catch and cook just hasn't been on the agenda, but it will be again soon. And nobody ever watches my catch and cooks, really. They always do terrible. But he did look pretty tasty and stuff. I wasn't watching, but something seems to be assaulting the bluegill. Definitely got assaulted. What did it get assaulted by, though, is the question. And does the thing doing the assaulting have a big enough mouth to eat it? Because it looks like it's kind of struggling right now. But it is a good sign. Something did try. Twice, I think. Did you guys see the first one? I didn't see the first one, but there's definitely a wake by the bobber. Whatever it was, stopped trying. Or ripped the bluegill off. Let's look. It ripped the bluegill off. I don't know if we can get another one that small, but we're sure gonna try. Neato little spot though. Neato little spot. Probably one of the cooler small spillways I've ever seen. Trust me, boys and girls. I've seen a lot of small spillways. Small spillways, large spillways, medium spillways, raging spillways, hidden spillways. I like my spillways. Especially the ones that have big fish. So far, we haven't caught a big fish, but that doesn't mean this one doesn't have a big fish. Let's see if we can find one. And things. Crappie. Let's get this booger in here and take a look. Oh, whitey. I don't know about where you guys are from, but whiteys aren't necessarily as common in Nebraska, so whenever I catch a whitey, it's kind of cooler than catching a little blackie. Neat. When I want to catch bluegills, I catch other things. When I don't want to catch bluegills and I want to catch other things, I catch bluegills. Kind of messed up, man. Kind of messed up. There's another bluegill in here for us somewhere, though. We just got to get him. Just got to get him. A little bit better crappie. Black crappie. He's almost edible. You can get some meat off his bones. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Cool. Wasn't expecting crappies. That's the fun thing about fishing, boys and girls. You think you know what you're gonna catch, but rarely do you ever. There are some things that are predictable, but for the most part, you have no idea, and that's the fun of it. That's our dude right there. Spiked me. Perfect little bluegill. All right, if another live bluegill gets ripped off, we're just gonna switch to cut bait. Maybe on the bottom, maybe with a smaller hook. We'll hook him towards the back this time. Last time we hooked him towards the head and something just ripped him off. We'll just make that little adjustment. I'm not saying it's gonna help, but I suppose it's worth a shot. We're gonna keep him close again this time. I'll keep you posted on if anything happens. Okay? Okay. See you there. Baby crap. Oh, that's cool. Oh, come back. I've never caught one of these before. Look at that, dude. He's tiny, but he's neat. I'll have to Google it, but aren't these things kind of rare? Yes, I can put rare in the title now. I mean, they are kind of rare though, because I have never, ever caught one, and I've caught a shitload of crappies. It's a big camera, this dude. Even though he's tiny, he's worth it. All right, boys and girls, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but old Bud's got a actually pretty thick black stripe down his back. I believe it's called a magnolia crappie, and I believe the stripe is normally a little skinnier. He's also got one on his bottom lip down there, but cool. Badass little Spillway. Rare little magnolia crappie. Thanks, buddy. Now I know what to title it. All right, seriously though, we're gonna try to catch something big and stuff. Hopefully I was even recording on that big camera. I don't know why I call it a big camera. It's not even that big. Any hoodles, I'll shut up now. If we can't catch something big in the next 30 minutes or hour, then moving on. There's a river pretty close to here that I think shouldn't be as flooded as the other one, so this is just kind of a quick pit stop so I can actually scratch the itch to catch some fish. Like I said, there's a pretty dull few hours of my day looking for spots to fish, so even catching crappies and bluegills and little kitties is better than catching nothing and burning gas. Can I get an amen? Amen. And stuff. That was instant. That was instant. Just threw out a little piece of cut bait on the Carolina rig. Give it a shot, and it hit the bottom and got ate. And something's actually eating the bobber too. I think I finally got my bigger fish here, boys and girls. I also got some line in the way. I don't know how big, but bigger. Instant on the little cut bait. Decent. Decent. Oh my gosh, it's tangled in somebody else's line. See if I can get that line out too. Oh, no. Line came off. All right, going for it. Ooh. He came off. But yeah, I just threw this out on the bottom and it got smoked instantly. So sometimes when you're getting bit on live baits or even bigger cut baits, and you just put on like a little, I think it's a 1/0 wacky rigged bass 6 cents hook, and then just a small little piece of cut bait. And hey, we didn't get them all the way in, but we got them close enough for our liking. That was instant. I must have just hit him on the head. Must have just hit him on the head. Live bluegill, small cut bait. Let's try it. And stuff. All right, my camera was off for some reason, but we got something big on the cut bait again, on the light pole. This one feels real. I don't know why my camera was off, but I'm getting this out of the way. Just threw it up under that tree and then got railed. He just started swimming up towards the current with it, but we might have to get down on these rocks for this one. He's grinding on something. What's the easiest way to the rocks? Yeah, it's not a bad one, boys and girls. I figured there'd be a decent one somewhere in here. I don't think he's mega giant. He's also grinding on shit. Okay, he's not even that much bigger than the last one, but he is bigger. And he definitely is meaner. Not shitty. Definitely not shitty. Let's see if we can flip this one up. Gently. Alright, not a mega giant. We got him up though. We got him up. He's kind of crooked. Got kind of a bent tail, maybe from coming through the tube or something. I'm not sure, but not a super giant by any means, but definitely the biggest fish that we've caught / hooked today, so we will take him. We will take him. All right, I'm giving up on the bobber. I'm also giving up on this spot pretty soon. This is pretty much the end. But yeah, I'm gonna throw out this Carolina rig a couple more times. See if I can't find one that's a little bit bigger than that last one, and yeah, go from there. We straightened our hook by flipping him, but we'll bend her on back even though it's against the rules. And then yeah, little piece of cut bait, catching the biggest fish in the pool and stuff. Alrighty, well, all good things must come to an end, and there's a butterfly that's trying to land on me. But yeah, it wasn't like super spectacular, but I probably caught like 50 fish, 5 or 6 different species. I caught a bullhead, I probably cut that out. That's really about it. I think I broke off on a carp, and yeah, we didn't really fish too long. We caught, I don't know, 50-ish fish, I bet. Lots of bluegills, lots of crappies. There's some more carp over there. Never threw out the corn. Probably should have, but yeah, a couple decent sized channels. Weird magnolia rare crappie, and yeah, it was just kind of a pit stop when I was just kind of lost on what to do, and it's definitely a spot that I'll come back and fish. So sometimes when you go to an original spot for the day or something you planned and it doesn't work out, sometimes in the end it works out to be a little bit better. Now we got a new spot to fish. It's pretty cool, and we found a little tiny spillway that's not filled to the brim with rocks. But yeah, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. Really appreciate you watching. Now I'm gonna go try a big river, but this was a good warm-up. Stepping things, bust out.